What up, cousins?
Hey, y'all.
How are y'all doing? Happy Wednesday. I think I'm a little up to date on the dates now.
Is it Wednesday?
It is.
Okay. All day?
Yep.
Okay. So this video is things people assume about lesbians.
So for me, I think one of the most common misconceptions is that one woman has to be the woman and the other woman has to be the man. That is like the number one. Who's the boy and who's the man in the relationship? Like, no.
Well, no one asked us that.
Yes.
Because of the clothes you wear.
What is that?
So they just assume that you are the man in the relationship.
I wear these type of clothes because I'm comfortable.
So I think, what is it? It's like an Ellen quote or a quote that says when someone asks who's the man in the relationship, it's like asking going to like a restaurant with chopsticks and saying, okay, well, which chopstick is the fork? Like, it just, you can't apply that language to like heteronormative language to our relationship. It doesn't work in a same-sex relationship.
Because like the whole point of being in a lesbian relationship is because you don't want a man. So nobody's trying to. And if you are, that's just for you. But I'm just speaking on this relationship. There's no man in the relationship.
And I think the idea is that there's a spectrum. Like, there's not like boxes that you have to check, because you do have some masculine presenting women who, you know, they will verbally say some things are too feminine for them to do.
Mm-hmm. For me, like, the only thing that's too feminine for me to do is wear a dress. Other than that, I'm okay.
So no one can pay you any money to wear a dress?
Oh, y'all can pay me to wear a dress. I wear a dress, so really, I guess it's nothing.
Right, because I think some masculine presenting women, like, absolutely will not wear a dress, and even what they call themselves, because you don't refer to yourself as a stud.
No, not a stud. I'm not a bro. I'm actually going through the point where I absolutely hate being called bro. Like, I hate that. Like, I pushed out a whole baby. Well, I didn't push her out. She got pulled out. But I carried the whole baby. Right. Like, there's nothing like bro about me. I'm your sis. I am your sis.
And
I am your sis. I'm not your bro.
I guess the issue is that people don't feel comfortable having that conversation up front. Like, what do you refer to yourself as? Like, and those are conversations that, as we continue to blur the lines even between like what is female and what is male and what is kind of like this in between, or them essentially, we do have to have these conversations.
I just actually, in one of my most recent friendships that were kind of new, I asked like, hey, do you like to be called bro? Like, you know, just to, you know, get that clear, because I also wanted them to know that that was not something I was into. But, you know, so since then, you know, going forward with making new friendships, I'm going to ask.
Yeah, and you have to, because now it's kind of like you also have to ask people their pronouns. Because if you notice, a lot of people, especially we're in corporate, that a lot of people in their signature line, they kind of put what their pronouns are up front, so that you don't have to ask that kind of question.
Exactly. Also, I think one of the next things is that lesbians move super fast, or like they're so quick to move in together, get engaged, get married. Like, everybody thinks like, if you want a popcorn relationship, be a lesbian.
That might be a little true. No, like, all assumptions like are gonna have like a grain, like, of course, of true. But I think that you gave me a key to your place within a week of knowing me.
I guess maybe as women we're just like more intuitive, and we know, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, when people say lesbians or U-Haul lesbians, we can be, but guess what? We out here making it, though.
I think what it is that women are more emotionally available, right? I'm not going to say all women at all. I just think that the percentage of women versus men, women are going to be more emotionally available. So when you have two women who are emotionally available, it's just emotions just flow freely. You feel like you know that person so much more. Versus like with men, which you hear a lot of women say who date men, like, I just want him to open up. I just want him to tell me how I feel. I have never, I haven't had them issues.
What's another one? I think that people think, what's another one?
So, also another one is they assume, so going back on the masculine and feminine, they assume like what is going to be the role in the relationship. So if you wear the pants in the relationship, then you're one that's going to be, I guess, the head of household, laying down the law, running things in the house, versus the more feminine presenting woman will be more of the, I guess, Susie homemaker. Very similar to hetero.
Susie homemaker.
Yes, Susie. Very similar to how, you know, people project those type of roles onto heterosexual relationships. It's the same type of idea that, and you will meet some masculine presenting women and feminine presenting women who don't mind those roles. But I think it's very case by case. It should be very up to the individuals, not to be a role that you project onto my relationship.
Right.
So sometimes, like, you'll be talking to someone and, like, someone will say to me, oh, like, Q wouldn't let you do that. And it's that let that I have a little problem with. And even when Q first met me, I remember her asking, like, can't you be a little bit more submissive? And I just had to tell her, like, I'm, like, literally allergic to that word. I don't know how to spell it. I barely know how to say it. But, I mean, after she got to know me and my personality and my sense of humor, she knew, like, I'm the type of woman, I will give my all to someone. Like, I will cook, I will clean. You're going to hear this mouth, but I'm also very, very controlling. And I think that's something that maybe some feminine presenting women aren't. Like, I like to control the household, and I have to remind myself there are two people. Two adults.
But see, at least I'm in our situation it works because I don't have to have full control. Like, I'm cool. Like, the simple things I control is like the girls stuff. The girls' room. That's it.
Oh my goodness, yes. Like, I can't even put
in the
clothes
laundry.
back. I can't put clothes back in their room.
In the laundry.
And I think we came to that because in our relationship there were times where maybe in the beginning where we butted heads because we had to learn that balance. So say, for example, every time we've moved, every time we purchased a home, I maybe handled the financial aspect of it, like handling the loan, talking to the loan advisor, deciding like when to lock down a rate, like all of that specific stuff. But when it comes down to the logistics of the actual move, like picking out movers, calling them, setting up an appointment, deciding what days, that's all her. Because she's going to be the logistical part of it, and I may be more the finances. So whereas in another relationship, you would have had just one person handle that whole thing, we've learned how to split. So where she handles the girls, maybe like their clothes, the bath time, all of that, I'm like cooking dinner, cleaning, and then I'll do their hair. So a lot of, it's just not clean cut between us, so we don't really subscribe to any roles. So when we have like these conversations with people who have these assumptions about our relationship, it don't work.
Yeah, so I think like you kind of like with us, like we just trust what the other person is good at, and that's how it works.
Absolutely. And it's taken a long time. Like, we've been together, I know we've been married 5 years, but we've been together
since
2012.
We started dating in 2012.
13 is when we made it official.
Yes, you brought it down for you or me, because I know. I just posted something on my Instagram.
Well, give me the years. Give me the years.
Go follow me at Q to the B on Instagram and check out my reel, and also follow us on TikTok. Let me add that we are on TikTok. And it's Jamilla and Que on TikTok.
And that's smaller than. Okay, so what are other assumptions?
It seems like from my last video that someone has to wear a strap-on in a relationship.
Maybe we just different. I don't know. So,
I think another one that you get from men, I'm going to even go further and say heterosexual men, is that lesbians have to be ugly because they hit you with the, oh, you too pretty to be gay, or you too pretty to be a lesbian. So I don't know why they think like you have to look a certain way to be a lesbian or be gay. But yeah, so those just some brief assumptions about lesbians that, you know, that we could think of. If you have any, make sure you guys drop it in the comments because I would love to hear it. We can actually continue this conversation.
Yeah, I would want to hear more assumptions. I think this was like an opening of a conversation, and we can kind of do a part 2.
Yes.
But we want to hear kind of like what you've maybe people have assumed about you personally and how you've combated that. Because I feel like, especially for Sequina to be masculine presenting, to walk into this world as a black woman who loves women is a rebellion on its own. And every day, like especially when she was in corporate, you know, you have to not explain yourself, but on an instance, you have to honestly be like the face of a community. And that's not always fair.
Right.
So yeah, guys, we just hope that you guys enjoy this quick little pop in of this conversation starter. And let's continue it in the comments.
Later.
Bye.